right, guys, I think this is the format we're going with for now. Planning to do more on YouTube, and we got to come up with the structure and all that stuff. So the structure is going to be this, because that's what I've been doing so far, and it works right now. Notes on my phone, I'm gonna read them to you, and we're gonna go through what I've written down. The reason I'm doing all of this is because it keeps my brain focused. So I write all this stuff down on my phone, and then I tell you, and then you hold me accountable to it, and then together, we progress through life. That's the point of doing all of this. Also, part of it is like practice me being on camera, talking to camera, like articulating my words well. We're just doing a thing. Every time you do something, you get a little bit better at it. That's also why we're doing this. I could not sleep at all last night. Correction, I fell asleep at about 5:30 in the morning. I'm a little bit tired. I've been sick. My plan was to film one video a week, kind of like give you guys an update, help me just round off the week of like, this is what I've been doing, this is what I'm up to, and make sure that I'm staying focused and on track. I spent 15 years building cool cars like that. Part of that included a lot of painting stuff. Even though I was wearing a respirator and all the PPE and all that jazz, my lungs are still trash. Painting is super hard on your body. Chemicals, man, wrecked me. So I had to paint my truck last week, and I got really sick. I've been in bed for the last 2.5 days now, not doing so hot. So excuse me for not sounding or feeling the greatest. Coffee helps. We're gonna do this. Is this our format? It is for now. I'm just gonna let it develop into what it needs to develop into. This isn't a high production thing. I'm just a guy in my shop talking about my life. You guys seem to follow along and you seem to enjoy my journey, so I'm bringing you with me. I have plans to do a podcast in the future. Podcasting's super hot right now. Everybody likes podcasting. I listen to podcasts all day long. It makes sense. I want to be in that zone. So this is like the start of like a weekly podcast type deal. It keeps me focused. It keeps you informed. Cody is raw. Cody is real. It's not for everybody. That's fine. You don't have to watch this, but there's other people that do want to watch this. It takes one person to send me a message saying, thank you so much for what you said, keep on doing that, I love it. That's all that it takes to encourage me to keep on doing this. I might even do it if nobody tells me, but I mean, one person telling me feels great. And then like 10 people telling me feels even greater. So I'm gonna keep doing it. As we get into it, this last week, part of my thinking process of it is business-wise. How do I do business? I need to make an income so that I can pay my bills, so that I can do all of that stuff. I can live life, and we can, later on, we can get into what is the grand scheme of life. We're not gonna get into it right now. I am back home. This has confused many people. I've showed up all over the place and people go, I thought you were in Florida. I was in Florida and now I'm here. We move on. But understandably, they're confused. Now, in business, you do not want to confuse people. Business 101, don't do that. Don't confuse people. You need to make things simple. You need to make things easy and understandable. The easier you can make things for your customers and your clients, the more successful your business is gonna be. You're solving problems for them. You confuse them and they're like, I don't want to think about this confusing thing. This is taxing on my brain. I got enough things to think about. As we talk about marketing, I'm running a media company. That's what I've started doing. Previously, automotive repair company, build cool cars, that kind of stuff. Really hard on my body. I've slowed down on doing that, and now I'm moving over to doing the media stuff because it's easier on my body, and it's also something that I enjoy doing. I've been doing it the whole time while I've been doing the mechanical stuff. I needed to change. My community, farming community, classically, we are known for being about 10 years behind the modern world. We're out in the sticks. We're not up to snuff on the latest of everything going on around in the world. I can confirm this because I have gone all around the world many times, and everyone's like over here, and then little old Steinbach people were like, yep, we're happy, we're farmers. Simple, like, yep, just, I ran construction equipment, move dirt goes from here to here, to generalize it. We're not up with the modern times as much as we think we are. We're kind of in a little bubble here. You can ask many other people in the community. We all say the same thing. As soon as you leave this little safety zone and you go elsewhere and you're like, whoa, the world is crazy. This is crazy. Some people like it, some people don't like it. That being said, I do a lot of remote work. Because I have left this community, I've started doing business with people outside of this community. Part of that is doing remote work, which means I do stuff on a laptop. I don't have to be at that business to do stuff on a laptop. I can do it from anywhere in the world, which is pretty cool. That is something that people here do not understand yet because we're 10 years behind on stuff. On paper, I think they get it, where it's like, yeah, okay, I get you can edit a video anywhere in the world. In realistic things, their brain's not computing, oh, if Cody's not here, he's not doing the work. That's not true. I can be filming something at 9 o'clock in the morning here, and then I can jump on a plane and I can be in Florida in the afternoon, and I can edit all that stuff on my laptop in the airport, on the airplane, get down to Florida, hit hit upload, bam, we're done. Or I'm filming at my next job. Meanwhile, I've sent all the stuff that I filmed. I can even send it from my phone. I send it to one of my editors in Turkmenistan. He edits the whole thing while I'm filming the next job. In a perfect scenario, when everything's flowing, I like to be the filming guy. That's what I love doing, holding the camera, doing all that stuff, interacting with people. If I could just film, and then every time I film, put that in a file, that gets uploaded to the cloud. You know the cloud? Yeah, there's a big cloud. It's not a rainy cloud, it's an information cloud. All of my editors, everybody that I know around the world, editor in Turkmenistan, he can just grab that stuff, he can edit it, send it back to me, bam, and then away we go. That's when everything is flowing perfectly. It works pretty good. Some of the content that I make, I'm not even present there for filming it stuff. I've edited videos for Whistler Diesel before. Big, huge YouTube guy. Like, he's almost at 10 million subscribers. This is a pretty big deal. He's based in Tennessee. Sends me a bunch of files of 500 gigs of video stuff and says, here, make this video. And then I make the video, and then I put it back to him. He's like, oh, change this and this and this. So change that and that and that. Send it back to him. He's like, right on, buddy, that looks great. Let's go. I'm not even there. Don't even have to go to Tennessee. I sit here in my computer, like, I do the editing stuff. There you go. Business works that way. Part of what I have to do with my media company in this small town of farmers and people that are 10 years behind on the times, I have to train them how that works. Lots of what you're gonna have to do is train your customers and your clients who you are, how you work, how your business works, that kind of thing. It's a constant thing of training. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not calling anybody stupid, it's just how you work is how you work. One thing that I do understand is when you're building a business, you need to make connections with people. There is an element where you have to go somewhere, you have to meet people, you have to make that connection so they know you, so they see you, they understand what you sound like when you talk. Does this person have a good aura, if we want to use modern terms? Is that somebody that you want to work with? There is personal connection that happens. After that happens, then you can film stuff, and then you can go back, and then you can edit stuff, and like that's when all the work part of stuff gets done. But the networking part of stuff, very, very important. Me as the guy that's running the ship, I need to make the connections with all the people. Down in Florida, meeting people, making connections. Made amazing connections with a lot of people. Super, super valuable time down there, which does tie into the next thing that I have written down here. Because I have been back and forth so much in the last few months now, everybody that I've done business with is like, oh, is he here? Is he not here? They're confused. Bam. Work, for me, has stopped, like almost just pretty much nothing. So I've had zero income for quite some time, which is very stressful. But some very smart people, when I was 20 years old, trained me to do some very smart things. I'm very grateful for it because I have now learned to live within my means, to not spend more money. I have a buffer. I can survive without having any income for a few months at a time. It's not comfortable, but I can do it. Over the last few months, I've been back and forth between here and Florida, and like people see me and they're like, dude, you're everywhere. This is awesome. And I was like, it's very cool. It's fun. I've met a lot of people. We're making a lot of awesome connections, but I don't have any income because I have not learned how to leverage my presence to gain me any financial benefit. It is pretty stressful. It doesn't feel good emotionally or mentally because you're like, as a man, you're just like, I need to be successful. And then if you don't have any money coming in, only money going out, I'm putting out my own dollars to travel around Florida. That's pretty rough on the brain. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not dead. You might be thinking to yourself, Cody, if you haven't had any income for months, how are you alive? It's not a magic trick. Don't spend money you don't have. Now, when I was a young guy, thankfully, very, very thankfully, the business owners in this area took me under their wing. I just sat right here. I was like a little Cody bird, a little Cody bird right there going, hello, hello, hello. I don't know. Thankfully, these guys, very gracious with their time, taught me how to live very smart with wisdom, set myself up for success in the future. 15 years ago, when I started doing business, my business mentors then taught me how to like set things up financially so that I could do what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to explain that to you. I do not spend money on anything, sort of. I buy necessities, I buy groceries, that's about it. And I buy groceries and I pay my bills. Other than that, I'm a boring person. I don't go do stuff. The way that I can survive is I've built up a 3 to 6 month kind of buffer. I know what my expenses are, my bare expenses. I've calculated that. I work really hard, don't spend any money, and then I have a 3 to 6 month buffer so that if there is no work happening at all, my expenses are covered. I'm not freaking out. There was a time where I went to the food bank. The very first time I started my first business. I had nothing. I went to the food bank. It's a very humbling thing. When you go to the food bank, gosh, not a fun place to be. I did not like being there at all. I've got some negative stories about that encounter from people that live in this community. Not great. But 15 years later, here we are. I'm doing okay now. Moral of the story there is you have to be willing to be humble. You have to be willing to live pretty much shit poor if you want to succeed. Now, I'm at a point now where I have this place, there's a mortgage on this place, but I have built up 6 months of financial reserves so that my mortgage payments are covered on this without having any income in here. I'm not pissing the bank off going, oh yeah, I'll get you a little bit of money. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, no. I want my relationship to be good with them. It is good with them. They're happy because there's money there. I've never had a late payment on any money that I've ever borrowed. That feels pretty good. I am very thankful for the leadership that I've had that trained me to do that when I was young because it's working out well for me right now. For you young entrepreneurs that are getting into business, you're starting business, you're learning all this stuff, set in your mind your zero mark is not zero in the bank. I used to run my zero at negative $2,000 at 20% interest. That's what the bank Let's try that again. Zero in your bank account is not zero that the bank account says. I used to run max overdraft was my zero. So once I hit negative $2,000, that's when I had no money left to spend, and that was at a 20% interest. Once I smartened up, then I went, why don't I just be my own overdraft and make my zero $2,000 in the plus? That way I'm never paying interest, so mentally, my zero is just $2,000. That's where I started it. I worked really hard, had to build up $4,000. Can't spend any of that, but then I have $2,000 in the plus. There you go. My zero was there. So anything above $2,000, then I could spend that and do all that kind of stuff. It was not easy, I will admit. When you don't have any money and you're just starting out in business to make $4,000, that's kind of hard for some of us. But I did it. I ate garbage crap for a while. I don't remember how long it was. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't spend any money on anything. I decided to build up my level of wealth to a point where I wasn't paying the bank interest anymore because I did not want to do that. As I progressed in business, I got more successful, did more stuff. My expenses were higher. I went from $2,000, then I went to $3,000. That was my zero. I couldn't spend anything below $3,000. Then $5,000, etc. You get the point there. So it just kept growing and growing and growing. Now, my dollar amount, where my zero is, I have enough that I can survive for 3 to 6 months, roughly, without having to spend any money. I don't need to rely on the bank anymore. I don't need to pay interest when I'm borrowing that money. Financial system is not in your benefit unless you know how to do it. The financial system does not work in people's benefits when they're at the bottom. I've been there. It sucks. I'm not some financial guru that's going to send you some course or whatever. Go watch Dave Ramsey. There's a ton of information out there. Go watch YouTube. You want to experience financial freedom. It's hard work, but hard work bears good fruit. I will coach guys and I'll help them set up and be like, here's the structure, here's the math, and I'll help you guys do all that. But I'm not a financial advisor guy. I know how to not spend money and only spend it on things that are going to make you more money. Moving on. Next topic. What is my plan now, you might ask? Thank you for asking. Let me tell you what I have written down here. My plan, trying to put together a big, cool thing. I don't know how it's all gonna work yet, trying to get the right people involved. So what does that tell you? Hold on. My voice is getting hoarse. That was a terrible joke. What I want to do going into the future, I want to build a thing. Now, I'm on the fence of, do I tell people about this yet or do I not? You follow this alpha leader stuff. You want to be successful, don't tell anybody your plans. Build everything in secret and then you come out and bam, and then you're incredibly successful. I don't really work that way. I like the journey. I've always been the guy that celebrates the journey of doing stuff and I involve people in doing the journey. I want to do a thing. I want to bring people along with me. I don't want to do stuff by myself. I don't like being alone. I'm a single guy. I don't love it, but it's just how the cards have played out for me. But I bring people in as much as I can. Now, I'm smart about who I bring in. I'm bringing you into my shop right now. I don't have to show you guys the shop. You don't even have to know that I own it. But I want you guys to know this is my life. This is who I am. I'm a real person. Real people connect with real people. That builds trust. Trust is that's the foundation of doing business together. I want to build this thing, but I want other businesses to be involved in it so that it becomes this whole bigger thing. But then I'm like, how much do you tell people versus how little do you tell people? And I don't know. That's what I'm working on right now, figuring that out. So I have reached out to a few trusted business people that I respect. I think they have a lot of knowledge. Now it is a waiting game to get their feedback and their response as to how to go about things, how to structure things. That's something that I'm learning right now. I think the biggest thing that I need to figure out in that is how do I deliver value to the businesses that I want to work with? It just comes down to articulating the words the right way, showing them the value that they're going to receive if they partner with me in what I want to do, and how do we all benefit from it together. As a business owner, I'm not going to work with someone else and it has a negative effect on my business, it has zero effect. That's time and money out of my business that goes to something that gives me nothing in return. Horrible business practice. Why would I do that? When I'm thinking about business, I want to work with other people. How do I bring them value? What do I do as a business? The things that I'm doing, how do I bring them value? That's what's going through my mind all the time. Solve problems, bring value, and entertain. Those three things. Entertainment's kind of a value thing though. People value entertainment. I had sort of planned to do that in Florida, but just how things were mapped out in my head was like, it didn't work out as planned. So we're trying something new now. I think the best route is to build something in my shop. I have my tools here, I have my resources here, I have connections here. That's what feels like needs to happen. I thought I was gonna go do it down in Florida. Everybody's super friendly, everybody's super nice. Go down there, do all this stuff, make the connections, and like, yeah, things are flowing. It didn't happen like that. Things may not happen as fast as I want them to, which is the realistic approach right now. So in my mind, it's like, yep, go down to Florida, you're gonna buy this thing, and then you're gonna get connected with these people, and it's all gonna happen like in 6 weeks. No, probably takes 6 weeks just to like get a foundation going where you can survive by yourself. Probably, maybe longer even. I'm not an expert in it. I'm just the guy that goes and does stuff, figure it out as we go. I have figured out that it did not work like I wanted it to. So we're on to the next thing. It sucks, but it's okay. We're on to the next thing. I'm not a quitter. If you're watching this still by now, you're probably not a quitter. Look how long you've been watching this. Good job. Thanks for being here. Hit like and subscribe if you want to. It helps me, it helps you. We all feel better. Let's have a hug right now. Yeah, that was nice. Very nice. Appreciate you. Yeah, you. To wrap up that whole idea there, I think my plan right now, subject to change, I'm always open to change if something better comes along. I think my plan right now, based on what my skill sets are, I know how to camera, I know how to car. I'm going to camera and car, sort of, in this space. I'm gonna build a thing here, and then we're gonna go out from here. That's kind of the general plan. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what's going on so I can get people involved and excited a little bit. Like you kinda know what's going on, but I'm not gonna like reveal all the details right now. If you would like to know more and you are a business owner and you think that our values align based on what you see behind me, just think bigger, bolder, grander, more exciting, shoot me a message. Let's talk. I have made some stuff already that I plan to communicate with businesses that I want to work with. It's not really a pitch deck, but it's like, here's what I'm building. Do you want to be involved in this thing? I would like to get these companies involved. Do you want to be involved? That's kind of the plan with that right now. That's the hint that I'll give. I will make another video about that once there's some more pieces that are in place. It's more confirmed. Basically, I've been dreaming of doing this for like 5 years. In the last year, I've been like, you know what, let's take this seriously now. In the last 6 months, it's been like, all right, now we're really going serious. I haven't made any money doing shop stuff right now because I'm trying to do this new goal. We just gotta make it work, and I gotta figure out how it's gonna work. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I will make a video about that at some point that I will send to businesses. So if you're a business owner and you want to know more information, cool stuff, send me an email, send me a message. That's the socials. Look that up. You can send me a message there. It's not hard to get a hold of me, guys. Just epic.media. Back to my notes. And so I struggle to breathe right now. Okay, we're almost done here, guys. I dream of having great levels of wealth one day so that I can bless people with opportunities and experiences they can't afford. Much like how incredibly generous, wealthy people have invite me to be around them and enjoy the things I can't afford, I think it's a great model. I have had some of the wildest, craziest experiences from very, very wealthy people that have more wealth than I can even imagine. And this has happened multiple times in my life. Why they give me their attention and they're just, I'm not totally sure yet. Is it just because I'm a nice guy? I feel like there's probably more than that. There's a lot of nice people out there. I seem to just have some crazy wild opportunities, and it's amazing. Probably part of it, don't ask rich people for money. That is something that I have learned. Not that I've done that. I've learned from other people. They're like, you know, you don't ask me for anything. Well, yeah, it's your money. Why should you give me? Like, I've had people ask me for money. Why would I give you my money? I work for my money. I get it if you're in a situation where like you need help and you're gonna die. I might not give you money, but I'm gonna give you resources and stuff to help you. In my mind, I don't like the idea of giving people money because I think a lot of people are stupid with their money and I don't want to waste it. Money is a tool. What has been modeled to me, I also do with other people. Me and my dad have bought a boat together. I bring people out to the lake and we go on the boat all the time. They don't have a boat. Now we worked hard to buy that boat. Once we bought that boat, the motor blew up. I just spent $8,000 on a crate motor. If I just gave my money to people, I wouldn't have that money to buy an engine to put in the boat so that I could take people on a boat ride. See how the math works? I don't like giving money to people, but I like giving them valuable experiences of things they can't afford themselves to do. Let me take you on this experience. Let's go do this together. Let's just do stuff together. It's all about the journey, man. Money is a tool. It comes and it goes. Doesn't bother me. Let's just try reading this on my phone and see how that goes. I dream of having great levels of wealth one day so that I can bless people with the opportunities and experiences they can't afford. Much like how incredibly generous, wealthy people invite me to be around them and enjoy the things that I can't afford. I also question though, if I'm the type of human that knows how to acquire and steward those great levels of wealth. I might be. I'm not saying I'm not, I'm just saying that I question that. It's a fact that like super high levels of people that win the lottery, and then they're broke within 2 years because they just go buy stuff, but they don't know how to like set up infrastructure and set up financial security and all that stuff. And they just go waste it because they just go buy stuff that they don't need and can't afford. The majority of people are stupid with their money. That's just a fact. I'm not calling anybody stupid. I'm just saying people in general. When you look at the numbers, people are dumb. But not you guys, because you're here watching this video. I believe I can become that one day. I'm probably just young and impatient, and I want to be at that next stage of life before I'm actually there. Think about like when you're a teenager, and then the type of movies and stuff that you watch, you're like, oh, I'm watching the young adults. Oh, I just want to be a young adult so I can like go do that stuff. And like, I want to be at their stage of life. I think that's just the way the human brain naturally progresses is, I just want to be part of the next thing. I want to be part of like the next stage of life. Okay, that's enough for this video, I think, because I don't have anything else written down here right now. What did we talk about? I'm back here in my shop. I was sick because I've been painting. We talked about how to be financially free. Set yourself up a cushion. A cushion. Yeah, a cushion is good. It's gonna take hard work to get there if you're not there, but once you are there, it makes a lot of sense. Then when crazy stuff happens or an accident happens or you can't go to work for some reason, you're covered. You have a bit of breathing room. You don't have to live in crazy amounts of stress. We talked about my business. I can work remotely from anywhere in the world because I have this, which has an internet connection. So much work from my phone anywhere in the world. I've been in airports a lot for the last couple months. I functioned the same amount. I sit at home on my phone and do this, or I sit in an airport and I do this. It works. I'm just saying, it works. If you're new to the whole remote work thing, it works. And we talked a little bit about future plans. I want to build something here. I want to get businesses involved in it, and I want to do it really cool. Other than that, thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one. This has been Cody Processes His Thoughts as he tries to fall asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.